Yo, dog, is this crockpot Wi-Fi enabled here?
Are you calling me dog?
How does this thing work?
Well, I have an app on my phone that connects to it and allows me to control it. Here.
And like you can set the temperature? Because right now this thing's on high. Can it make dank memes though? Tell me when you're gonna click it.
I clicked it.
It's already changed. Leia sent me here because we got friends who are sick that we're hanging out with. Elderberry syrup? Where am I supposed to get elderberry syrup? Oh, hi. Do you have elderberry syrup? Elderberry syrup? My wife just said to get elderberry syrup. It's supposed to be good for immunity.
Elderberry syrup for the immune system?
Yes.
I don't know.
She sends me to find the weird stuff.
You all increase the immune system?
Black elderberry. Oh, elderberry.
Oh. Yeah, it's really, huh?
I guess so.
This one, huh?
Neither have
But
I.
you said black or not? You just said you.
I don't think she cares. I think she just wants. If it's in the immune section in elderberry, that's probably right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm
Great.
learning also. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Color me surprised. Black elderberry. What's up, camera? Look at my camera. All right, mission successful at CVS Pharmacy. One less thing. But my goal today was I got to do some questions and answer, and I got to go clean up my garage a bit. Hey, Ben. I've been talking back and forth with Just Dano for a while now, and he asked me these really good questions, and for some reason, I never thought to like bring them to the vlog, aside from what he posts in the comments of the videos. But his emails are actually much more interesting kind of conversation starters than anything else, so I figured, what the heck, let's try one. Okay, so the crux of Just Dano's question centers around silver and alternative types of currency in a SHTF type environment, and my personal philosophies on what I think is going to be valuable and worthwhile to keeping now so that you'll be useful later. I'll surmise some of his points and then I'll talk to him. Since older coins contain silver, they are worth far more than their face value both now and in the shit hits the fan, but only if known to be true by the public. Few people know this today, and trusted information on this will most likely not exist readily, i.e. no internet as we know it, as proof of what you and I know today. So, point one, in SHTF will people know the value of silver? Absolutely, probably more so, which is why I think junk silver in the form of pre-64 halves, quarters, dimes are one of the best ways to go if you're kind of laying down some silver that you want to keep on hand. Because I think, this is just me talking, if we ever get in a situation where you're actually going to need to barter for things, meaning the US currency isn't of value anymore, trading will become the standard. Everybody will trade. But eventually people will start to want to do commerce and trade in a higher quantity and volume than for the things that they have on hand, or they have too much of it for purely the value of, say, the truck bed worth of ammunition, right? So what's really cute about this whole thing is somebody behind me has their car alarm going off. So, you know, excellent. Just perfect timing. Let me continue. In a situation where the dollar is extremely undervalued, people won't be able to buy anything with it, or at least not in enough that people will trust it in a great quantity. They won't want to risk having so much of their money in dollar bills. So they're gonna offset that in trade and hard tangible metals, gold, silver. The problem you have with gold is that even a little bit, the size of this little battery, is worth a whole heck of a lot. And one would assume that in SHTF it's going to be worth even more, because more people want gold. They want gold more than we already have it. They're actually using it for transactions. That makes the cost of the whole thing go up. Does that mean that somehow it's going to find equilibrium loosely based off of what it is now? Maybe, because gold could be overvalued at this particular point. Overvalued now, but then when you actually start using it, that value will become realized and people will really try to get it. Same thing for silver. The difference is that the same value of silver is going to be worth less. It's going to be more interchangeable, more liquid. With this much gold in kind of some SHTF environment, you might be able to buy a tractor or something, or a generator or something like that. But with this much silver, you're probably going to be able to buy less. You're going to be able to buy food, water, maybe a filter, bullets, you know, whatever. So having silver in something that is equally transferable, like junk silver, because people will know it. And just because people don't know it now, the learn time, the education time between SHTF day 0 and the point in which most people know what the value of junk silver is, silver pre-64, is going to be lightning fast. People are going to figure that out very, very quickly, because no human being likes to be left out in the cold, particularly when it's a value aspect. If there's one thing that unifies and equalizes all man, it's understanding what the value of something is and bartering and be able to suss out the most money for their value, particularly if they're the one with the bargaining power. So when bartering with the general public, how will you convince a seller that your older coin really does contain silver, and at what percent? So the barter value can be converted to what the going rate is for pure silver, or do you plan on only dealing with others in the know of older coin silver value? So first part, you know, SHTF day 0, and then forward from that point, it's mostly going to be trade. People are going to be trading for what they want and exchanging things for what they have too much of. Have more amoxicillin? I will give you bullets, or water, or food, or clothes, or boots. You need a pair of boots. You don't have enough boots, but you got this whole thing of antibiotics. I'll trade you a pair of boots. That's how people are going to work in after that time. At some point, though, people are going to want to carry more value. They're going to want to carry more of something like this than they are of pairs of boots. Pairs of boots is heavy and takes up a lot of space. So what do? You try and get things that are worth a lot in a small packet. What's going to be worth a lot? Bullets. Bullets are going to be worth a lot. Bullets are heavy. So you're going to carry something in a high weight, you might as well carry gold or silver. And if you're going to carry gold or silver, you're not going to carry a whole lot of gold, because a whole lot of gold is going to be too much for what you probably buy in a day-to-day environment. So silver of this size might be too much too. What spends well? Round. Old junk silver rounds. Okay.
Doggy.
Yeah, doggy. Thank you. So somewhere between the time people are trading and somewhere between the time that people figure out what junk silver is worth, there's some mystery number in here. Because they will figure it out. If there's a currency that's better than fiat, that they trust it more, they're going to figure it out. And that time is kind of what we're talking about here. I assume that it's going to be months, not years, and I would assume it's going to be in the order of 3 to 6 months. Am I just throwing that out there? Yeah, it's totally based on my opinion in the human condition of always trying to get the most value for whatever it is. Now, how do you determine how much silver something is worth? Well, immediately after the downfall of man, silver in some places will be worth a lot, and in other places it won't be worth so much. If you're in an area that's disaster torn, trading for goods and services will be worth, well, goods primarily, goods will be worth more than the silver. When is silver worth something? If people are moving, if people have a concern of violence, and they're worried about having lots of boots, and they don't know how to protect all their boots, you can hide this a lot easier than you can hide a bunch of boots, right? And I keep going to the battery. I should just go grab my silver bar, or one of my silver bars.
Bye.
It's the dealing with general public when no verification or our knowledge is available to convince a seller of the value of said older coin. So you're right, but it's only a sliver in time in which we'll worry about that. At some point, it's all going to work itself out. The question, and this is the important one, is what's the value of silver or gold going to be? What's the fluctuating value that we determine via selling thing in the market? My hunch is that silver will be worth less in the beginning and gold, and worth much more as time goes on. The reason for that is if you have a real problem situation, who's gonna mine for the silver? Who's gonna go to work to mine silver? Who's gonna go to work to mine gold? Eventually that will all come back, but it'll come back in the form of like single person prospecting on their own, and that would actually lower the value of gold and not silver, because silver's hard to get than gold. There's less gold, but silver's harder to get. So think about it like that. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much all. It was just that one question. As always, if you want to ask me questions about anything, just leave it in the comments, and I'm happy to answer it.
Bye.